Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel. And welcome back to another episode of the Los Angeles Angels Rebuild here on MLB The Show 25. In the last episode, we got through the draft, the All-Star break, and the trade deadline. And we have arrived to the final month and a half of baseball here in what is season 4? Yeah, we're in season 4. We are the defending World Series champions, and we've got a weird team. Luis Gil is pitching fairly good. He's getting hot. Jared Jones is pitching fairly good. He's also getting hot. Bryce Miller is struggling, but he's having a pretty solid season. Rhett Lauder, we just got at the trade deadline, so I'm excited to see how he plays. He's having a monster season. And then Caden Dana is just here because I don't think he has any more options. Yeah, he's got no more options, so he's just up on the big league club. Gerangelo Saincha is hurt, but we have him, which is fun. And Thomas Gillian is dominating. He was our first-round pick from 2026. He's actually having a really, really good season in AAA. He might make the big league team next year. There's a good chance. There's a very good chance. Maybe not, but there's a good chance. Luis Castillo is struggling, and he's regressing fairly heavily, which is a little bit concerning. Ailey Perez is absolutely going nuclear. He was our first-round pick in the first year, and he is just... He's a phenomenal player. I can't wait to have 17 years with him. The rest of the team is good, but like I said, we are... Oh, we also brought back Kyle Schwarber, if you didn't realize. We got him back in the at the trade deadline, too. So, the reason I say we're a weird team is because I don't really know... We've got a lot of weird roster players. We got weird positions because we have James Wood, we have Schwarber, we have Ohapi, Ailey Perez... We have Trout, who I obviously want to keep around until he starts to... Trout's going to be a starter, even though they keep trying to pull him out. Trout is going to be a starter until he regresses so much that it's harming the team. But he's got 20 home runs in August at 36 years old, and he's a 71. So he's obviously not hurting the team just yet. But that also limits Nolan Shawno in his development. It limits Oneil Cruz, who is pulled back muscle, but he'll be healthy fairly soon. Braden Montgomery we got in the trade deadline. I'm excited about him. John Kenzie Noel, Big Christmas is developing slowly because he just can't find any time on the field. And it's a weird team. That's the reason I say it's a weird team, is because I don't know what to do with some of the players. We have a lot of good players at the same position, which is kind of annoying. But it's the way that I constructed the team, I guess. Oh, we should probably take a look at the draft picks. I forgot to do that. The first thing we should do, let's open up the draft picks and see how we did. We only signed a few players. We didn't sign everybody, unfortunately, so we don't know how good Eric Reyes is, but we got Keith Melendez, Christopher Walker, and Marshall O'Donnell. We got the three guys that I didn't really care about the most. We just couldn't afford we just didn't have the time. He just wasn't interested in us early enough. So we don't end up getting that good of a draft this year. Maybe these guys can turn into something. I highly doubt it. Eric Reyes could have been good, but he just wasn't interested in us that... what do you want to say? He wasn't interested in us enough to where we could even offer him a contract. And then when the last day that we could offer him a contract, it didn't work. So he didn't sign with us, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Stuart Ham dislocated his shoulder. That's not good. Oneil Cruz is back, and hopefully we can absolutely just dominate. Although Gerangelo Saincha is back, which is nice. We're losing a few games here, but we do split the series 2-2 against the White Sox. We're 76-53. We are 8.5 games up on the A's. We are benefiting this year from a very bad AL West. That is for sure. We are very much benefiting from that. We are going to make the playoffs as a division winner. Almost guaranteed. We'd have to go on such a bad losing streak that there would have to be some bad things happen if we lost this division. It's pretty much locked up. We could jump into a few games, but I mean, we're dominating, really. Edwin, you said, you know what? I'll jump in. Bottom 9, 1 out. I'll jump in for Uceda. First jump in of the episode. As I was loading in, and it showed us the team rankings of all the stats, like the home runs and the runs and the ERA and all that kind of stuff. We lead Major League Baseball in home runs. We have 200 team home runs, which is pretty sick, I might add. We are absolutely pounding the baseball. No wonder we're winning so many games. And Uceda strikes out Ezekiel Duran for the second out of the inning. The Rangers are down to their final at-batter. At-batter? That's not the right word. They're down to their final at-bat, and it's Heimer Candelario. Will he extend this inning? Or even walk it off? There's a possibility of that happening. He will extend the inning. Are they going to try to send the tie? They are. 63 speed. It's severely off target. It's a blown save for Edwin Uceda. You cannot be serious, Braden Montgomery. How god-awful do you have to be in right field for that to be such a... It's a walk-off. Wow. Wow. That went from 0 to 60 in like less than 17 milliseconds. Okay. That's an ugly loss. The fact that Braden Montgomery threw that from right field to home plate and it was so far off target is diabolically disgusting. I can't even fathom what just happened right now. But now we have a chance against the Dodgers to jump in. It's Luis Rengifo. I'm going to jump in for this one. I'm going to try to get some revenge here. Not against the Rangers, but at least make up for myself. Rengifo comes to the plate. Battle of Los Angeles is about to be underway. All we need is a base hit. Base hit gives us the lead, Rengifo. Going up against Karinchak, I think is who it is. Yeah, James Karinchak. Who we have some experience with on this channel in a previous lifetime, I guess. Back on, I think it might have been, was it 23? It could have been one of those. I mean, we've been doing rebuilds on MLB The Show since like 22, so it's tough to know which one. So many players intertwine and stuff in these rebuilds. It's hard to know who was on whose team. It might have been 23. I don't remember, but is that going to drop? Please drop. It's not going to drop, but I'm going to send him home anyway. 34 speed, Ailey Perez. Get there, big dog. Dig. He's out. Game over. You know, I probably should have sent him because he had like 34 speed, and it made no sense to send him. We do get an RBI single, though, for Devers, which is pretty sick. There was no legitimate reason that made sense to send Ailey Perez there, but I wanted to do it anyway because I am crazy. Oh, we are in trouble here. Are they going to walk us off? They did. Luis Robert walks us off. We are on a rough patch. We cannot get very good luck, at least in the jump-in scenarios. All right, let's go back to winning games. We have entered the month of September, 84-57. Like I said, we are not going to lose this division. If we did, we would have to answer for some crimes because something severely wrong would have to happen. The pitching's getting back on target. Luis Gil's starting to pitch really well. Who are going to be the two call-ups? That is the big question. It's probably going to be Jacques because he was called up before. Is Christian Moore actually going to develop? He's getting hot. Maybe there's going to be something there. Who are the people that are going to get called up? Braden Montgomery, I hate you. It's probably going to be Jacques gets called up. And then maybe a pitcher to put in the bullpen. Because I don't think Bobby Benedict, even though he's actually hitting pretty well in his few games he's had in AAA. I can't wait to have him in the bigs. He's got so much power. He's got big league power, that's for sure. I can't wait. Although he's 5'8", maybe he needs to grow a little bit. Have a little bit of a growth spurt. He's 19 years old. He can grow. Maybe he needs to be a pitcher, though. Should Durangelo get called up? Is he ready to go? I mean, he's having a pretty good year down in AAA. Down in AAA. Although he just got rocked his last game. Oh, my God. Maybe he's not ready to get called up. Gillian, I don't think, is ready just yet. Like I said, he might make the team next year. He's definitely going to play spring ball with us next year. How's Yamazaki doing? He's a project. Josh Garcia, not bad. Escalona, I guess. I think I'm going to give the nod to Durangelo. He's going to come in the bullpen and play for us. Get a little bit of... We got a full bullpen. Oh, my God. But we're going to need it because I can't trust anybody. And they've actually started Caden Dana over Luis Castillo. That's how much Castillo has fallen off in his regression. Yeah, it looks like he's going to be a one-and-done rental for us. I mean, he was so good at the beginning of the season, but he has severely fallen off. It's shocking how much he's fallen off. But maybe this will give Caden Dana the chance to prove himself. Maybe he is the guy for us. I don't know. So those are going to be our 2 September call-ups. We've got O'Hoppe at the plate. We win the game. That's always nice to see. Rasmussen, we win that game as well. We sweep the A's, which are interdivision, which, I mean, it's not that big of a deal because the A's are garbage. But still. Oh, Caden Dana got a loss. That's not ideal. We win that game, though. We win that game. Why did we lose the only game that Caden Dana was pitching? That's not a good sign, is it? We are winning a bunch of games, though. Rhett Lauder, another one. And here's Caden Dana again. 91 wins. Have we secured the division yet? We have. We have clinched the division with like 3 weeks to go in September. This is we really benefited from a god-awful AL West this year. The Dodgers are the only other team that is... Actually, no, that's not true. The Orioles have 90 wins. So it's us, the Yankees, or the Dodgers, and the Orioles who are in the 90-win club so far for the best record in baseball. Caden Dana, I want to believe that you're going to be good. I really do. But it looks like he's not going to get the win again. My God, Caden. We lost that game too, but he didn't get the loss, I guess. We have a jump-in scenario with Christian Campbell. Let's jump in for this one. We haven't jumped in many games. I might jump in for a player lock of Caden Dana just to kind of get a feel for him. We'll see how it goes. Christian Campbell is up to the plate, and I always forget that when we play on the road against the A's, we have to go to a minor league ballpark. It's never not going to surprise me. It's honestly really embarrassing. But that's just the way the A's are. That's the situation they're in, I guess. So not much I can do about it, obviously. I'm not an A's fan. Taj Bradley is leading the American League in strikeouts this year with 195. That seems like a random player to be leading in strikeouts. Good for him, I guess. It means he's developing fairly well, but seems like such a random player to be leading strikeouts. You never see Taj Bradley leading anything, let alone strikeouts. And 195 this late into the year? That just tells you that MLB The Show sim, at least for pitching, does not do very well. There should be guys in like the 230s, 240s, you would think, for strikeouts. Come on, Zach Neto. I need you to get a base hit. That was the hit. That's the pitch to hit, and I completely whiffed on it. Completely whiffed on it. I would not be surprised if Mike Trout calls it a career after this season. He's regressing so heavily. There might not be anywhere else to go except for retiring. But we did do what we asked, or what we told him we would do, and that was bring him a championship. We did that. I hope that Schwarber wasn't a wrong decision to bring back, because he was so good for us last year, and he's had a decent season this year. I don't know how he's done since the trade deadline, since we got him back, but ooh, that was a bad pitch by me. Mason Miller's in the game now. I forgot that he was on the team. He's hitting 204 with runners in scoring position. That's not amazing, but it's fairly okay for his age and overall. We just need to get lucky on a pitch. One pitch in the outfield here will send somebody home. That's not going to be the pitch in the outfield I was talking about. And he double played. It's over. Okay. I thought that we would be able to beat the throw from Lawrence Butler, but I was wrong. We lose to the A's. We allowed 3 home runs, though. Yeah. Bad performance from Jared Jones. That's okay, though. It's not like we're going to lose the division by that. We already clinched. So here is a Caden Dana performance. Do I want to player lock Caden Dana and get a feel for him? I might do that. We might player lock Dana. I mean, Trout's down to a 70. He's got to retire. He's got to. He's getting paid so much money. We'd have so much extra money if he just retired. But I think I'm going to player lock Caden Dana, and we're going to hopefully have a good performance for him because he needs it. All right, Caden Dana on the mound against a tough lineup against the Phillies here. And he threw the first pitch. Let's get a little look at him. Let's take a look at our young, hopeful future ace, I guess. Like, we want Caden Dana to be our ace at some point, right? That's the whole goal. Maybe it can happen. Maybe it won't. Maybe he doesn't have the juice. Maybe he doesn't have the stuff. But we're going to find out. I like that his hair flows in the wind as he's throwing. All right. He looks the part. He's a big dude. He's like, what, 6'6" or something like that? He's a fairly big dude. I think he could be the guy for us if he just hits his pitches. We'll see what happens. 0-1 to Trey Turner. Takes the ball 1-1. I mean, we have 94 wins. There's a really good chance, like a legitimately good chance, better than, I'd say, 90% chance that we have over 100 wins this year for the first time in the franchise. Well, not in their franchise, but in our franchise. He strikes out Trey Turner. That's a good start. He's got the stuff. He just doesn't simulate very well. He's got a nice pitch mix. He's got a lot of options. He's got some nasty break on some things. Caden Dana's got all the tools to be an ace for this club, or at least a number 2 or 3 middle rotation type of guy. He just maybe not. Okay, I thought I put that in the stands. But I mean, he's got all the stuff, the tools to be a top of the order rotation type of guy, and he just doesn't simulate very well. He's got to get his stats up. His individual, like, per nines need to go up a little bit more if he's going to simulate well. That dropped in the bucket. Beautifully placed on Bryce Harper. This is not the kind of guy you want to have to go up against when you're struggling on the mound, but we're going to try to get the job done and strike him out. He grounds that foul down the first base side. They just showed that Bryce Harper was the first round pick, or the first overall pick in 2010. And obviously Mike Trout, first round pick in 2009. Pretty crazy that the back-to-back number 1 overall picks are future Hall of Famers. We walk Bryce Harper. Man, I remember, God, I'm old. I remember getting the Sports Illustrated for Kids magazine of Bryce Harper because he was the future. And this is before he was getting drafted. Like, it was maybe a year or so before he was getting the draft, so it's like 2009, 2008, around that time, a couple years before he goes to the draft, as Rengifo gives us a home run. Nice. But I remember that, and back in high school, he was a catcher, too. He played a little catcher. So in MLB The Show 09, probably. It's probably 09. Whatever one Joe Mauer's on. I think it's 09. I can't remember. Well, maybe is that Dustin Pedroia? I don't remember. Whatever 09 is. I made Bryce Harper in that game and put him at catcher because I remember seeing like a thing where he played a little catcher in high school, or at least growing up he played a little catcher, and so I put him at catcher and played with him in MLB The Show. I think it was 09. So that's just a little story about about me in my youth making. I never made Mike Trout though. I did make Joey Votto at one point back in the day. That tells you how really old I am. My God, I need to stop telling you these stories because I'm showing my age. I am showing you how old I am. But I used to do that a lot with the guys coming up. I would get the Sports Illustrated for Kids magazines that would talk about some of the like hyped up prospects in baseball and football and all that kind of stuff, and I would make them in the games and have some fun with them. I bet I still have those magazines somewhere in a box or something. Those old, oh God, I need to find those. That'd be such a cool trip down memory lane to look at some of those old magazines from 2010, 2009, see Bryce Harper as a baby. Oh, that's in the air. Buddy Kennedy sends that to shallow center field, but Ono Cruz makes the play. Caden Dana's done pretty good through 2. I haven't been super blown away by anything, but I haven't also been like disgusted by anything either. That's kind of a disgusting leadoff double for Logan Driscoll, but I mean, there's not really much I can do. I put that in the wrong spot. His 5th double of the year. Here comes Trey Turner. We struck him out last time. We're not going to strike him out this time, but we are going to pop him to or fly him out to right field. And they're going to send 21 speed to third base. It's going to get safe by a good amount. So we have a runner on third with only one out in the inning. And we got to try to strike out Johan Rojas. Let's give him a little cutter action here. Ooh, the cutter. See, that's the problem with Dana. I think that's why he's not simulating very well, is because his location, his control is really low. If he just gets his locations up, his controls and his per nines up, he's going to be a beast. Let's see if we can find him here. Where is Mr. Dana? His per nines are just not... I mean, they're okay. His hits per nine's pretty low for a starter. His walks are low. His control's a 62. If that can get into the 70s, he can do some real damage. He just needs to develop, which maybe we should keep him in the rotation to give him that opportunity to develop. I mean, he can't go anywhere else. He can't go back down to the minors unless we want to have him on waivers, but he'd definitely get picked up by somebody. So we can't have that happen. And here comes the chosen one. Bryce Harper back to the plate. Is he going to strike out, though? Yes, he is. He's going to stare at a 12-6. We froze Bryce Harper. Caden Dana very impressed with himself, very excited to strike out Bryce Harper. I mean, it's always a good thing to strike out a guy like Bryce Harper, that's for sure. Especially when you're a guy like Caden Dana coming up in the league. Randy Arozarena. What a guy. He's going to chop that to second base. Ranifo is going to send that to first. Eiley Perez makes the play. I'm very excited about Eiley, man. We got such a good player in that first draft. And our second year draft with Thomas Gillian. Now, the drafts after that haven't been amazing. But that's because we've been getting better and we've had worse and worse draft picks. And we're going to have a really bad draft pick this year because we have almost 100 wins and we're hopefully going to go deep into the postseason this year. Possibly even going back-to-back World Series champions. I mean, it's on the table with the season we've been having so far. It's definitely on the table for a possible repeat. And then giving Mike Trout 2 World Series rings. I mean, if he's not already the GOAT now that he's got 1 World Series ring, you got to think he's the GOAT now with 2. They steal on Dana. That's unfortunate. But there is 2 outs, so we don't really have to worry about him too much. Just got to worry about Jace Young. He's going to steal again. Oh, no, he's not. He went completely off the little camera in the corner there. I thought he was stealing again, but he was just taking a big lead off. And that is going to go into left field. It's going to score a run because it's off the diving glove. No. We do get the out, but James Wood could not make the play in left, and they score a run on Caden Dana. That's unfortunate because we're not really getting much more insurance from the boys at the plate. We're lucky to get the one with Renifo. That sucks. James Wood made a good diving effort, but he just could not corral the ball. It allows for the RBI, but at least he threw him out at second, so he makes up for it, but it still counts as a run. Yeah, Taj Bradley, he's second in the WAR this year with a 4.3. I mean, talk about random players to go pop off in a sim. Taj Bradley's one of those random players. We've probably had him over the years in some of our different rebuilds with either the Reds or the Padres or whoever else we've done. The Royals we did a couple years ago, so we probably had Taj Bradley at some point. He's never done anything like that, and that might be a home run. Okay, no, it's not. It looked like it was going to go a lot farther than it did. James Wood makes the play. We got to be careful, Trey Turner. He's got sneaky power. You wouldn't think, oh, we have 2 runs. Mike Trout hits a solo homer. My God, Mike Trout, you're a 70 overall. Why do you keep producing? Everything in my gut tells me to take him out of the starting lineup and put somebody else in that's a lot higher of an overall, but he just keeps producing. Now, they're not amazing numbers like they used to be, obviously, but I'm not expecting that anymore. He's lowered the expectations, but even those lowered expectations, he's surpassing because he keeps on playing well, and I don't know why. Maybe he's just that good. Because he's Mike Trout. He's just that good. I guess that's got to be the reason. Caden Dana's stamina is starting to get a little bit low as that ball gets past Devers at third. So Harper will get a base hit. But that opens up a nice little double play opportunity for us. Rosarena could be a prime double play candidate here if we can get a ball down in the zone enough where he chops it on the ground. Or he sends that foul into the air. Okay. Don't want to do that again. Let's send a little slide piece. That was high in the zone, and it's going to hook. Foul, thank God. I thought that was going to stay fair for a second. The circle change did not go where I wanted it to go. Luckily, Trout still has enough speed to get over there. Yeah, the freaking control on Kate Dana needs some work. That's the biggest thing I've noticed so far doing this quick manage with the player lock is the severe control inconsistencies. He needs to work on that. Eiley Perez makes a good play in first. And they pull him in the 7th. We win the game. Perez hit a solo home run in that game as well, or in the game. He makes the player of the game. Kirkeren gets the win, unfortunately, because they tied it in the 7th. So even in a game where I jump in and player lock, Caden Dana can't get any luck. He can't get a win. That's okay. At least we got a win as a team. And we sweep the Phillies. We have the minor league teams finishing their seasons, and the AAA team made the playoffs, I think is what that said. But the AA team didn't. We are losing to the Guardians. 1-2. Rhett Lauder. That was a good pickup. I like Rhett Lauder. All right, 98 wins. So we're not going to win 100 games. The best we can do is 99. But, I mean, we have 98 wins, which is the best in baseball, tied with the best with the Orioles. Pretty good, though. We have a chance to be best record in the league if we can win this 99th game. There's a good possibility. Let's take a look if we can win. Bryce Miller on the mound. We do win 99 games. But did we secure ourselves best record in baseball? We did. Because the Orioles, wherever they're at, lost their game. They only won 98 games. Haha, sucks to suck, losers. All right, let's take a look at all the good stuff. So we've got awards. What do we win? Oh, Eiley Perez gets Rookie of the Year. That's right. So we'll go through all this real quickly. See if we had anything other than the Rookie of the Year. Good for Eiley, man. He's going to go crazy. He's such a good player. I'm so happy we got him. But here are the rest of the awards, the Gold Gloves, the Silver Sluggers. If you are curious at all what else is going on around Major League Baseball, we did have Zach Neto possibly winning Silver Slugger shortstop. At least he was in contention for it. And shocker, Shohei Ohtani dominated and won the Triple Crown, I think, because he's just a legitimate freak. Shohei Ohtani is disgusting. All right, those are your awards. We'll go through quickly the league leaders so you can see all of that stuff. You can kind of get a feel for who is at the top of baseball in terms of the individual stats. You might not see any Angels up there, but that's okay. We're not in it for the individual numbers. We're in it for the team recognition. We're in it for the World Series trophy. And we have a good shot of doing it. I mean, 99 wins is nothing to sneeze at, so we have a good chance of taking it home. To end this episode, let's take a look at the season stats and see how good. Wait, where is Trout? They took Trout off the playoff roster. My God, stop messing with my roster. Trout's off the minor. He's a 69. I get why you took him off. They also took off Braden Montgomery and put Nelson Rada on. What are you doing? Do you have any idea how to make a playoff roster? What are you absolutely doing? Who else is off the playoff roster? This is all correct. They have Jacques up here still. So far, that was the only mistake. They took down Saincha. How did he do? Oh, he didn't pitch at all. Oh, that's good. He didn't pitch at all when he was up in the bigs. So the only other guy that I would want to call back up is Braden Montgomery, but I don't think we're going to need him. I think we're going to be fine. I just want Trout back up here. All right, let's take a look at these numbers. Let's take a look at these numbers. We'll put Trout. Nope, not there. Eiley Perez is where I wanted that to go. All right, we'll put Trout back at right field. Let's take a look at these numbers. So we got Renifo, who we did give a big contract to this past offseason. We gave him $15 million per year for like 5 years. So we gave him a fat contract, and he actually performed about the same as what he did last year. A lot better average, not a lot better, but a good amount better average. He had a good OBP. He slugged okay. OPS of over 800. I think that was a good, at least for one season, it was a good move to re-sign him. O'Neal Cruz, 28 home runs, 287 average. I think O'Neal Cruz is about to ascend to greatness. He's about to ascend to that superstardom. I think he's like right on the cusp is what I'm kind of getting from these numbers. Rafael Devers, he was a possible trade piece this trade deadline. We ended up not making the move, not pulling the trigger on trading him. I think that was the right move. I don't know what we do in the offseason. Maybe that's the right move to move him then. Maybe we can get a younger, less expensive third baseman in replacing because he's very expensive. But I think it was the right move to keep him the rest of this year. James Wood finally got to play a more full season than getting hurt halfway through and missing half the year. But in that time, he had 25 home runs, 264 average. It's about the same as what he did the first year he got here. I just hope that he takes that O'Neal Cruz jump and starts to ascend into greatness because I think he has the potential to be the best player on the team. Nolan Schonel, I keep doubting his possibilities, but he keeps progressing. I don't know what to do with him. He's weird, but he had a good season. Zach Neto, another really, really good year. He put up 27 home runs with a 260 average. He slugged 473. Yeah, Zach Neto is the real deal. And then you got the GOAT, Ailey Perez. 22 home runs in his rookie year is just phenomenal. He's going to continue to skyrocket. And this guy, I talked about James Wood being the best player on the team. Ailey Perez has a good shot at being the best player on the team if he continues to put up these kind of numbers and just continue progressing after that. And Mike Trout, why are you playing good? I don't get it. 24 home runs for a 70 overall. Now he's a 69, obviously, but he was 71, 70 for most of the season. He put up 24 home runs, a 253 average, slugging .510 with an 832 OPS. This guy should not be putting up the numbers he's putting up at the stage of his life that he's in. Look at this regression he's taking. I don't get it. I like it because it's helping us win, but I just don't get it. Oh, Hoppy's having a good season and a good development time. Excited about him. He's one of our most consistent guys of getting all-star appearances, that's for sure. And then we've got the bench players. I feel bad for John Kenzie because I like him, but he's just not getting the development time because he's not playing enough. But we just have other guys that I like a little bit more. Christian Campbell, his best season as a pro, which is nice, at least in terms of his home runs. His averages, his splits are not as good as last year, but he played more than last year. Yeah, he played a lot more. He had a lot more at-bats, over 100 more at-bats than he did last year, so those numbers are obviously going to even out a little bit more. But I'm excited about him. Then you got Jacques, who did not get to hit this year after coming up from the September call-ups. And then Schwarber, we got back from wherever he was at. I forget where he signed in free agency, but we traded for him back at the trade deadline. He puts up 30 home runs. He's basically just a home run off the bench. That's all we can hope for this upcoming postseason. I don't know what he does after the year. He could very easily retire. 35 years old. I don't know what happens with him. He's not getting paid that much. 10.6 is nothing really. So it's not like we're worried that much about his contract being an issue. Like Trout, it's a lot different of a thing because he's getting paid $35 million. But he's also a legacy type of player for this team, so it's different there as well. But we've got Luis Gil. He got hot at the end of the year, 12 wins. He had 165 strikeouts, a 3.49 ERA. These are good numbers, better than he had last year, which is it's very promising. And I'm excited to see if he can deliver in the postseason because he was our most consistent pitcher last year in the postseason. At least the last 2 years, he was our most consistent pitcher. So hopefully he can do that again. Bryce Miller, I believe that he'll be better in the postseason. I don't think these numbers are indicative of what he can do because I saw what he did last year. So I think he can do that. Jared Jones is kind of a wild card. I don't know how he's going to pitch in the postseason this year. He could be good. He could be bad. I have absolutely no idea. But he had a good season. An okay season, I guess. He had a better year last year. And then Rhett Lauder was a really good deadline addition. 16 wins with a 1.23 whip and a 2.55 ERA. Really, really good season. Excited to see him pitch in the postseason. And then you got Caden Dana, who had 8 games started, 2-2, 78 strikeouts, a 4.43 ERA. He's got to get these numbers up, and they are developing. His walks per nine's already gone up by 5. So I mean, Caden Dana, he probably makes the team next year as our 5th starter, I would assume, unless something happens in free agency that I don't predict yet. But as of right now, he probably makes the team next year as the 5th starter, and maybe he just explodes onto the scene as a big-time player. Maybe he gets that development. Who knows? I hope that's what happens. As far as the bullpen goes, Taylor Rogers didn't get a ton of burn this year, but when he did, he pitched okay. Bo is pretty consistent. He made the All-Star team this year, so pretty good for Bo. I'd like to see him develop a little bit. I know he's 29, but I'd like to see him develop a little bit. Edwin Uceda didn't pitch. I can't say that. He pitched 63 innings. He pitched a lot. I thought he didn't pitch as much, but he did pitch fairly decently, and he was okay when he was out there. Rasmussen is always going to be good because he's phenomenal in sim. And then you got Santiago Estrella, who should not be up here, by the way. That's one guy that I missed. Orion Kirkering had a really, really good season as well. So excited for him. He was our most consistent bullpen arm in the postseason last year on our way to a World Series. Ben Joyce, I don't think is ever going to be anything amazing, unfortunately. I hope that he is, but these numbers don't. They're good. They're showing a little bit of progress, but I don't think he's going to be anything special. Ryan Helsley, 45 saves again this year. Really consistent closer. Good to have him on the team. But we need to move, before I forget, we need to move Santiago off of the playoff roster. I don't know why they keep putting these guys up there like they should be up here. So that means we're going to bring back up Braden Montgomery because he's the only guy that I would have up there. So we're going to move Santiago down, and that will be our playoff roster for this year. This is year number 4. We're coming off of a World Series championship, and in the next episode, we will play against the New York Yankees, Luis Gil's former team. The Yankees beat the Tigers in 2 games, so they sweep them in 2. So in the ALDS next episode, it'll be the entire ALDS. Hopefully it doesn't last the entire game, or the entire series. Hopefully we sweep them in 3. That's the goal. But it'll be the entire ALDS in the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.